I think this is episode 5. Right, I really hadn't wanted to 3D print anything. I was trying to keep it as simple as possible. But I needed to adapt the wheels to fit the smaller hubs of the steering. So the easiest way to do that was 3D print a new wheel. I've still got the hubcaps fitting, but I've 3D printed a new wheel with a smaller hub. So I need to take this one apart so I can get the stub axles out without breaking them, and then fit these in and see if it still works. I might need to do something to adjust the spacing, but we'll find out. First thing I'll do is take that apart. You might notice I just super glued this onto the front here so we could test it. So that was easy enough to get apart again. Right, we need to separate this. Focus. There we go. That's the stub axle, goes through there. So we need to try and pull that out without breaking the knuckle. I will do that off screen because I expect it will get messy. Just focus there again so you can see it again. It's actually coming off easier than I expected. I'm just gripping it tightly and that's pulling off. So that's all right. So we now need to push that into there. Hopefully I've got the hole right. I measured it, but that looks a bit small to me, but then it always comes out smaller when you 3D print it. You have to allow for that when you print it. Anyway, I will tap that in and see what happens. Okay, that's in place. If I just turn that round, no, it's that way up. That's all right then. Right, question is, well, that's all right at the top end, it's turning all the way. At the bottom end, it's just catching on there, so I'll trim that out with a knife. I don't know if you can see what I'm saying. Come on, focus again. Right, at the bottom end, if I hold it just there, the wheel just fouls on the bit that I haven't cut off, just there. At the top end, on full lock, it doesn't touch, so that looks all right. So I'll trim that little bit at the back there, and I'll do the other one. So there's our wheels. Might have a problem because I actually drilled them out a little bit because they were too tight, and the drill that I used was a little bit too big. Well, it was the right size, but that means they might pull off. I'll probably have to glue them on, but we'll give them a try like that. Time for a test run. Oh. That wheel's jamming a bit when it's on full lock. Yeah, it does, just touches. Have to trim it a little bit more, or reprint them and space them out just a little bit more. We could probably go out a couple of millimeters, because we've got a fair bit of space there. And I could print them in black. At the moment, I've got white filament in the printer, which is why I've printed them in white. But certainly the design is right. The axle holes need to be a tiny little bit bigger, maybe 0.2 of a millimeter, something like that. And we could put a little spacer to push them out just a bit further. But on the positive side, it's working. Yeah, that works. I might reprint those front wheels at some time. And I also ought to tuck all the electronics up in here so they're out of the way. But at the moment, I'm good with that. That's working. 50 pence for the cab. And then I suppose, I don't know how much one of these is, one of them. I didn't need to do this. I could have just used the toy grade radio control, but we wouldn't have the same control over it. I mean, obviously I've got proportional steering and proportional throttle, which makes it easier to control. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment so I know how I'm doing. And somewhere up here there'll be some links to related playlists. Thanks again.